Hello, my friend. My name's David Moss Jr., and I just want to share some things that are on my mind today as I'm out on a run. And no, I'm not a runner. I'm not a fitness guru. I'm not anything cool. I've never done anything that cool in my life. My story's pretty normal, actually. Had a job from an early age, met the girl of my dreams, got married, had kids, decided in my mid-30s that my 20-year career was kind of leaving me unfulfilled. And then I started making content. And this video is titled, I Just Want a Friend. And it's kind of funny, actually. I just want to share really the thing that drives me back to YouTube and why I really enjoy making videos and publishing my life online. Because a lot of people that I used to consider really close friends and family, you know, as soon as I started doing this, they felt really uncomfortable for me. They felt uncomfortable that I was talking about my life, my real problems, things that were really bothering me, things that I was really working through, experimenting with things and sharing my wife, sharing my kids and my house and things that we do. How are you? See, it's my buddy. He's got his headphones in. But they're really uncomfortable for me, uncomfortable that I was sharing my real life online. And, you know, I found like YouTube to be like the greatest hack in life, because where some people were super resistant to it and maybe are scared, have their profiles private, don't give anybody their email address, think everything's a scam. You know, I think there's also some power in the mystery of wondering if I was to share who I really am, and if I was to share what I'm really struggling through in my life, and if I was to share that I love Jesus, and if I was to share that I love my wife, and pre my wife, I lived a wild and crazy life, and share that, you know, and if I was to be honest with my kids about everything in life, all the questions that we've had and asked our parents and were lied to about and asked other people and got their advice, and it's just their advice. There's so much mix up, and I think that there's this crazy power and this hack in sharing who you are online. Because just because you live in a certain city or a certain town or a certain neighborhood or go to a certain church or go to a certain school or work at a certain place, it's crazy because like we end up becoming friends with those we're around. But those who we're around aren't necessarily our friends because of who we are. We're friends because we live next to each other. We're friends because our kids go to the same school, or we're friends because whatever. And you take that word friend and you just use it so loosely. And I'm not saying that the people my kids go to school with or that I live next to aren't my friends. I'm just saying it's amazing what happened when I started sharing who I really was online, and how I can honestly say some of my best friends to this day I don't see but maybe once a year or ever. And we're friends because we share a lot of the same beliefs, or we share a lot of the same interests, or we have similar stories, or maybe there's something relatable, or we want to do a lot of the same things. We're friends because we're like-minded. And I think there's a lot of power in sharing who you are truthfully, authentically, and honestly on social media, on YouTube, on Instagram, or whatever it is that you do. I'm not talking about doing TikTok dances, making duck faces, or posting feet pics. I'm talking sharing who you really are and what you really enjoy doing. It's amazing when the algorithm figures out who you are because you are consistently the same person, how it will show your content to people who are also interested in the same thing. And that was the most powerful thing that happened to me. I was in the car business for 20 years, and I actually don't even really care that much about cars. I drive a pretty basic truck, and I don't really care about fancy, flashy things. I've had the same Garmin watch for almost 3 years now. It's the most flashy thing I wear. I have a rubber ring. But that doesn't mean that that's not important to some people. It's just not that important to me. But I was in the car business for 20 years, and I really was passionate about health. And I stopped drinking alcohol, and I was like made fun of. When we'd go out to dinner, I would ask if you could cook my beef or my steak in just butter or no oil at all. And I'd get made fun of. I would order fancy water, bottled glass water, and I'd get made fun of. But they were my friends. Now, the people that I became friends with that I would have never met through the car business, I would have never met in my circles of where I was, because I posted what interests me online. some of my best friends out there in the world that might watch this video, they don't make fun of me, they encourage it. And it makes me feel better. It makes me feel better that, okay, there's some merit to living a healthier life. Heck, a guy I used to work with, 40 years old, just died of a heart attack 2 days ago. And it's so sad because we can all find ourselves in these really stressful lives and these really stressful jobs and these really stressful circumstances. And then we find ourselves in those circumstances, we don't have really anybody who has our back for the right reasons, giving us the real encouragement we need to live a healthier life, to do things that are just gonna make our life a little bit better. So I wanted to make this video and say, I'm looking for friends. I want friends out there who question and love and respect and fear the Lord, who want to marry one woman or one man and want to give their relationship to that person for the rest of their life, who care about their health and their wellness. And I'm not judging anybody, but these are the friends that I'm looking for. I want people who want to, instead of going out to a fancy dinner and buying wine, come over to my house and get in the sauna, get in a cold plunge, drink good water, and take their health to the next level and recover well together and struggle through workouts and runs together and want their kids involved in everything and want to leave work as fast as they can to get home to be with their family. Those are the friends I'm looking for. And if you want to be my friend, I'm here. I love you guys. Thanks for watching.